Hello and welcome back everyone to Last Level Press. I am Mr. Black, and this is Chapter 5 of Let's Play Mainland. And I am as yet reeling from infection and isolation. And I think I am closing on the conclusion of this tale. Let us see. Examine the dinghy. I recall it was indeed weighted with water, so can I tip it? No. Push, maybe. Is push an option? Pull is. Can I pull it over? No. Pull off. No, there's nothing to pull off. Alright. I assume I need to empty the dinghy of water, climb in, and sail to the eponymous mainland. Let's see. Is there... Unbind? No. Unload? No. Untie? No. Alright. Can I walk anywhere? Ah, I can't. I can walk to shore. Should I? I carefully sit on the gunwale and swing my legs over to begin down the rope. The rain floods my eyes and my hands begin to lose their grip, yet an unseen force steadies my descent. At the waterline, I push off the hull and splash into the raging sea. I stand in the water next to the ship. I need to get out of the water. Alright. I kinda wonder at whether or not this was a fantastic idea or not. Examine myself. I have no desire to look at myself. How about the ship from this angle? The tide is rising and everything is sinking into the ocean. I must hurry to shore. Alright. The water. The rain hitting the surface of the waves is like standing in a pot beginning to boil. And the wounds? Okay. So I'll walk to shore, I suppose. This is taking some twists I wasn't expecting. Like, I honestly suspected, like, in the last episode, I think, if my recollection serves me correctly, that I would get in the dinghy and sail off, and now I'm taking a walk into the forest again. Standing in the sand, a wall of rain pushes in from the ocean. My feet struggle in the muck. Unsteady on my wounded leg, I fall and sink both hands in. It takes all my strength to free myself and continue on. Walk to the cliff or to shore? At the base of the cliff. I rest against the boulders beneath the cliff. I cannot climb straight up to the peak this time, not in my condition. Alright. I'll walk to shore then. Let's see. I can barely move about, so I can't reach the shore. Right? That's what I'm getting from this. Need I remove my shoes? No, apparently I can't. I guess I'll climb... No. I need to walk to the ship and climb up again? I am burdened more than before, exhausted from the climb down and the weight of my clothes. I cannot possibly climb aboard the ship now. And so I've left the dinghy on the deck. Alright. I am seriously wondering whether or not there are multiple paths to this narrative. Because I think I'm making significant choices. However, I'm not sure what's scripted and what's not. Like, what's choice? Perhaps that's the point. I don't know. Let's see. Examine the rain. No. Alright. Walk to the cliff again. I can't climb straight up, however, can I climb it at all? Climb the rocks. Ah. My feet slip and my hands bleed as I claw at the loose rocks along the path. I reach the impossible summit and the tempest is quelled. I thought you said you couldn't! I stand still, waiting. The wind pushes the black clouds away, ushering the sun along to warm my face. I close my eyes. Anyone else think something's about to happen? I think I know what's about to happen. At the edge once more. I stand at the edge, breathing in the sea. The ocean crashes onto the rocks below. A gale builds strength against me. That distant island beckons me as the sunlight returns to illuminate its range. I wish to examine it once more. Alright, I was wrong, and pleasantly so. Alright, examine the island. I must use my telescope. Have I the telescope? Examine the island with spyglass. Alright. As I look upon that distant beach, through the barrel of the telescope, a mist appears. The island dissolves within it. I wait, yet nothing returns but the horizon. Gulls swoop and dive, crying out to me, and remind me where I stand, and where I fall. That's the end? Alright. Was Where I Fall meant for a literal interpretation, or was it meant as a metaphor, as in he is falling from the man he once was to venture into some unknown? I am honestly unsure. I suspect it's meant literally. All right then. I'm reeling from that conclusion. All I can say in conclusion, like, it'll take some time to, like, process and reflect upon all that this experience has left me with. However, as far as Mainland, it is fantastically written, especially in that, I assume, reading those credits correctly, it seems as though it was written by a non-native English speaker. So it was either translated incredibly well or written by someone with an impeccable grasp upon not only their native language but English as well. Either way, fantastically written. I can hardly commend that enough, as it's a refreshing hearken to some of the most intriguing and some of the most, like, high quality narratives I've ever come across in any sort of fiction, a game or otherwise. And so this is easily one of my favorite text adventures that I've ever experienced. I wish there were more of, like, a certainty in its conclusion. However, I recognize with certain narratives that's an intentional sort of trait to the writing, in that it leaves it open to interpretation. And I know some can kind of consider that a cop-out. However, in some circumstances, it lends a certain sense of multiplicity to the relatability of the narrative itself, in that it will be read in a multitude of different ways from a multitude of different people, and therefore it can take on many different facets in its interpretation, and then therefore increase the potential range of relation, and therefore of investment and enjoyment from its audience. And I commend that. I am very much intrigued with this. I'm not sure I've necessarily the patience or the inclination to give it another run. I am very, very curious, however, if there are, and I will likely clarify this in the captions underneath this, any other outcomes, whether or not this was a scripted experience or whether it was one with multiple paths and therefore with multiple endings. I feel as though it is. However, that sensation, if it's not, only lends to the quality of the writing such that it feels as though it was always my choice, even if it wasn't. And that is something that few games can actually deliver. If something is not your choice, especially in adventure games, in point-and-click adventure games, when it seems as though certain things are contrived and forced, it always seems as though, oh, this is what it wants to do. It's not necessarily what I want to do. I wasn't receiving that sensation all that often. I did on a couple of occasions. However, it wasn't a constant sensation in the experience of this game. And so as an adventure title especially, it succeeds where many others that I've enjoyed all the same have failed previously. So I can hardly recommend Mainland more. And I'll close on that note, as I think it's the most concise appraisal in the immediate aftermath of such an experience I can offer. And so, I am Mr. Black here at Last Level Press, and as always, I wish you all good gaming, and Godspeed.